Welcome to the Digital Nomads Podcast. We're here to give you the latest insights on everything digital from inside the agency.
Welcome back, guys. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the June spam update. So that rolled out obviously in June, ended last week. That came off the back of the core algorithm update in March. Google's just being a bit nice on us there of not completely rolling a big update of everything all at once
back to back
in March. So if you wanted to get started on
for sure
what it involves.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that is a big thing. It's just being a little bit nicer. There was the core update in March, and I know I mentioned to yourself that we're seeing a lot of affiliate websites, ad-based websites that are seeing issues at the moment with huge drop of traffic and revenue. So Google's not out to get people in that space. So it's trying to reduce the pain that's coming through. The spam is a big one. The spam update is just in alignment with Google's guidelines. So Google obviously has its spam guidelines that was announced in March. They've always got a guideline rule, but they are reinforcing a couple of the things that people have been using or been doing in SEO for a long time.
Just honing down on a few things there.
Yeah. So one of the big ones was around sort of batch content, AI content, and being able to, being that AI is out there now and it's so prominent and so many people are using it, it's looking at websites that are batching high volumes of content in the focus of just ranking and not focusing on
the quality
of the content, depth of the content, the experience of the content. It is just, if there's a website that's out there that's batching 100,000 pages, two particular keywords over the course of 2 to 3 weeks, Google can now quickly pick that up and drop it. So spam was a big thing. That AI content one.
Purchased or sold links, which also goes into, I think we've discussed in another podcast, the site reputation abuse. So which is purchasing expired domains that had links. Had links and had a strong domain authority, and then purchasing that domain and redirecting it to your website, hoping that it boosts your domain authority and rankings, which used to be a tactic that somewhat worked, but
a lot of people still do it. A lot of people still do it. There's literally marketplaces that are for the buy and sell of domains. So people would look for domains that had credible links that are coming through to them. Like a link from Forbes might, set you back in the thousands of dollars to obtain, especially even if you're going to, going direct to Forbes and doing some sort of PR or digital placement. You could be in the,
it's a lot.
Thousands, tens of thousands. However, you might find a website with an expired domain that has it, and the website might be going for $50. And then you would leverage that as a redirect through to your website. So that's the concept of it. The problem with that now is that it's a manipulation tactic, and that is what Google is very much against. You haven't earned that link.
No.
You've bought that link and you've redirected it from somebody else's credibility. And subsequently, that is now a spam tactic. And
it's manipulation.
So it would be considered what they say black hat SEO. People knew it was wrong. Google has now put it into the guidelines. So I anticipate we'll see a lot less businesses being involved with that. It's a good thing. It's something we've never done as an agency anyway.
I've come across a few websites that have done it previously.
A lot of websites,
and they struggle to rank. It's just cheating the system, and and Google's just...
They don't like it.
No, Google's smart. Google picks up on it. So
definitely. So going back, then we've got the AI generated content. You've also got the thing that they're looking at, which is the thin content as well. So very much leans in that AI generated content. AI generated content does tend to be thin content, or content that is just auto-generated.
Surface level.
Exactly. There's no depth to it. There's no experience, expertise, authoritative or trust, EEAT guidelines. Sure. There's none of that present. So thin content is another thing that falls into the spam as well. So,
as well as duplicate content. So obviously copying and pasting content from a competitor's website
that's a no-go.
Is a no-go. Don't do that. But also duplicate content across your website. So if you service 10 locations and you're just changing the H1 to be, for example, electrician, Sunshine Coast, electrician Brisbane, but keeping the rest of the content the same,
it knows.
Google picks that up because it's not unique. It's not unique to that location. It's not unique to the users in those locations. And it's spammy. And it goes back to our other podcast about the effort score.
Yes.
There's no effort behind that. And you need to put effort in and Google rewards you. So
it takes very little time to spin up 10 pages just by changing the geolocation for it, right?
Yeah.
You Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, you name it, and you're rotating one word in 3,500 words on the page just in hope to grab the keyword. It recognizes that you're doing that. It doesn't mean that you can't have some duplicate content. There's some things that are on your website that you just can't change the wording of.
Like a testimonial section.
Testimonial is exactly that. Case studies as well. But it definitely is, you got to take a step back as somebody that is in SEO of how you can then create content that is fit for purpose for that, whether it's for the location, product, service, or whatever that looks like. So again, leaning very much in the effort, but the spam guidelines is against that thin content.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that was the crux of the update.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. As I said, we knew that it was coming. It was just kind of waiting for the rollout. Only rolled out over a period of a week. Haven't seen anything too drastic yet in any movement in whether it's our accounts or any sort of online large sort of organizations. We'll be monitoring and cross-checking and seeing if anything else comes through. Sometimes they'll say it will roll out over a week, but indexing, crawling and so on can take a little bit longer for it to actually show and result. So
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for our next episode.